This channel is supported by my online fishing courses at saltstrong.com/Skinner, as well as my books, including my latest book, Fishing the Edge, Techniques and Tales from Surf, Boat, and Kayak. Hey, these books make great Father's Day gifts. You can learn more about the books at johnskinnerfishing.com and on Amazon. All right, got a little bit of a breezy morning. You'll see when we get out there. Going to stay in the bay, given the winds, and let's see what we can do. I'll have links to all of the gear in the video description, and if you like this video, please hit the like button. If you're not already a subscriber, please subscribe and hit that notification bell. All right, good morning. Yeah, the target is weak fish. Got a nice morning. The tide's just starting to go. Boy, I tell you, if I don't catch them today, it's going to be a little scary. But I know there's a few around. We'll see what happens. All right, first thing I'm going to do is cruise over known spots. Watch the fish finder. I've got like 3 different little areas where I get them. Nice conditions. These squiggles are where I had some small ones a couple days prior. That's not much, but I'm gonna just stop and see what the drift is like. I think I'm gonna go on the trolling motor. We'll see. All right, so I marked something worth dropping on. You know, there are not big concentrations, so a lot of this video is, you know, what do you look for, and, you know, doing the search and everything else. So, all right, just dropping down on something that looked, you know, like something. And I apologize for the wind noise on the camera. In a perfect world, I would have put the little sock on there, but in my world, I was too focused on the fish. Oh, right away. Small, but instant. All right, small week on the first drop. That's encouraging. You see, now I've got the trolling motor down. You know, if I don't try to control this drift, I'm just going to blow across the grounds too fast. I'm never going to get down there. So, basically, just using it to cut down part of the wind component of the drift. A little better. Oh yeah, that's better. Yeah, okay. That is definitely deeper. Alright, nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. Okay, the rig at the bottom is a glow-in-the-dark diamond jig. My brother and I did a test here a couple of years ago. Glow far outfished chrome. It outfished black also. That water down there, I've dropped the camera to the bottom. It's dark. It's black down there. Above that, on a 3.0 Gamakatsu bait holder hook is the Salt Strong John Skinner Mossy Mullet. There's a link to it in the video description. It's the same lure I caught that 41.5 pounder on a couple weeks ago. In fact, it's my redfish lure down in Florida. The only reason I brought them to Long Island was for weak fish, because we did a test with that last year and it out hit the gulp 2-to-1, which was surprising to me. But that's good. I rather use this than mess with the gulp. So. There you go. All right, a few fish in maybe, I don't know, 20, 25 minutes of fishing. Not enough to hold me there. Gonna take a ride. Like I said, it's a big area here, and I have 3 general areas within that where I catch fish, so I'm just moving on to another one. I'm working well here. Wow. Just lock it for a second here. Okay, come on. There we go. Spot locked on them too. Yeah, that's a problem. You don't know that what you're marking is weak fish because there's porgies in the same area. Sometimes you're marking porgies, and that's what happened there. But there's enough marking. I'm going to stay on this. Something I want to mention, just because I've mentioned it on the last 2 videos and people have thanked me for it, is the slickers and top that I'm wearing, the Bimini Bay stuff, which I wear like all the time. I even wear them in Florida on their so-called cooler days. They've got a great special for Father's Day. You get the whole set. The slickers, the top. You could even get the surf top or the splash top instead of this one. But yeah, the whole set, $100. So there's a link to that in the video description. Species anyway, wrong size. All right, I've moved yet again. I just can't seem to get down on concentration. Well, there's just not a lot of them around. I've already hit the 3 main areas that I usually fish. Actually in a spot now I don't have any marks at all, but when I was, I don't have any GPS marks. When I was driving over, I marked some fish, so I stopped on it. Oh, come on. Yeah, so just between the marking and those 2 brief hookups, that was enough for me to put a mark here, at least so I have some reference on this area. And as it's going to turn out, this is going to be the spot after 90 minutes of looking around. Not all right, I'm spot locked on this now, and what I've been doing every time that I hook up is I hit spot lock so I don't lose any ground on the drift and I stay over the fish. Oh, right away. This is the most encouraging I've seen so far, because alright, so that's a good one. Spot lock, that's the first time really. Definitely some better ones. Not huge, but okay. Yeah. All right, let's watch for a bit from this other angle, and I'm on that spot locked position. I might like jog a couple of feet either direction, but I finally have gotten some kind of a pile here. Yeah, the wind is nasty on the camera, so I'm going to just tone that down, but I'm not saying much up there anyway that you're missing. But you can see this is a huge area that I've been covering, you know, all through here, and yeah, it's definitely taken a while to get onto this. I should have waited till I was on this angle to mention the Bimini Bay clothes, but yeah, that's what I'm wearing. And you can see I'm going to jog here, just 5-10 feet. Just shift it over a little, watching that fish finder, get on him again, lock it. So I'm pretty sure the legal limit on these is 1 at 16 inches. I never keep them. I actually don't even care for eating them. You know, striper, that's a good eating. I'm not a fan of these. Yeah, and I don't keep the stripers anyway. The fluke, those I keep. I don't think you need to scent these mossy mullets. I'm doing it anyway. I've got the stuff, it's the Salt Strong Dr. Juice. The same stuff I use down in Florida on the redfish, trout, snook, that stuff. So, all right, the way I look at it is it can't hurt. At the very least, it masks odors, but I seem to catch them just fine without it. I'm going to put it on. Like I said, it's not going to hurt anything. I can tell you when I'm fishing for redfish, absolutely I'm using it. Whether it's really helping me or not, I'm definitely using it. All right, so most of the fish are taking the mossy mullet. I am getting some, and I'll get some good ones on the diamond jig. I should have mentioned that diamond jig is an A27, so the sizes I'll use here are A17 and A27. Since I have drift control, I don't ever need an A47. So the leader rig is exactly the same that I use for all of my fluke fishing, which is kind of convenient because I only need to tie up one kind of rig. 30-pound test Seaguar fluorocarbon, surgeon's loop at the bottom, 1 foot above that, a dropper loop for the teaser. So these guys drifting towards me, I'm like 95% sure that they are doing a pretty smart thing in that they're somewhat controlling their drift with their outboard motor. I mean, given these conditions, and they're an aluminum boat, as am I, with the wind blowing like this, if you just, have the wind have its way with you, you're going to fly through here, which, I'm taking care of with the trolling motor. If you don't have a trolling motor, well, the only thing you can do is use your outboard. So I'm pretty sure he's kicking it into reverse to control it, to slow it. Otherwise, I think he'd be drifting faster than that. So, that's something to consider. If you don't have a trolling motor, you're in these windy conditions, you need to have some kind of drift control. There's one way you can do it. The trolling motor is obviously better for a lot of reasons. One of the reasons is that it doesn't make any noise. Now, another way you could do it that would help is you could use a drift sock, and that would slow down the wind component. But you wouldn't have the level of control with that you'd have with a motor. An advantage of the drift sock over the outboard motor, though, would be, that it wouldn't make any noise. Now, it's an issue in general with weak fish, but in 60 feet of water, probably not so much, but who knows? All right, that nice little pile I had there moved. So I'm moving. Yeah, I'll put some more juice on there. And I'm actually moving under only electric power. I don't have the main outboard going. Again, just, trying to be quiet when I can. But look at that marking on the bottom. Boy, does that look good. So, yes. And that's the great thing about spot lock. Boom, hit that button and you're right on them. You don't have to worry about overshooting or something. On them here. Oh, went over a pile going up. Uh-oh, something doesn't feel right here. Maybe it's all right. Oh, maybe he's tangled or something. Okay. Yeah, I was worried bluefish grabbed him or something. Oh, he hit both lures. It's amazing what a sensitive rod will tell you that, that he was hooked funny. So I'm not marking a lot of fish this trip, but when I mark, generally I catch. All right, I was really searching now. The trolling motor's up. You know, they say you can go with your main motor at up to 5 miles an hour and leave the trolling motor down. I tend to not do that. I pull it up if I'm going to move. So I pulled it up. I moved a little bit. Oh, and just went over a pile, so I just threw it in reverse. Stopped. All right, it's the biggest one of the trip there. Not quite a tide runner, but yeah, definitely a nice one. It's nice to see some better ones coming in. And it's always nice to see weak fish in general, because we've gone through some years. I think we've gone through decades where, boy, you don't get any, you don't see any. So you know, this isn't. Hey, this was an okay trip. I ended up with 31 in total. Obviously, I worked for them, and you know, it's just a matter of moving around, you know, looking. And then, of course, you know, the trolling motor was huge, because when I would find the piles, which weren't very big, I could easily stay on them. So, all right, I hope you liked this video. If you did, please hit the like button. If you're not already a subscriber, please subscribe and hit that notification bell. Check out my online courses at saltstrong.com/Skinner. And don't forget my books, including my latest book, Fishing the Edge, Techniques and Tales from Surf, Boat, and Kayak. They make great Father's Day gifts. You can learn more about the books at johnskinnerfishing.com and on Amazon.